How the hell does they even dig up these type of things? I don't know. Oh, Fly, I think your observer ward was scouted out and instantly dewarded. No vision for the bottom lane. And these do mean a hell of a lot. This is that early rotation of LGD, who ends up in what lanes. And what lanes does EG actually want? Like, what's favorable to them? Let's just start with S4. Who does he want to match up against?
Well, he needs to get started. That's why they're starting down here with 3 heroes, because you're going to expect with Wraith King, AA, Shaker, that's an insane tri-lane. You could dominate any 2 heroes left bottom. So you're forced to bring 3 here. It'll be a Furion versus a Naga solo top, but Naga with 6 base armor, one of the best heroes in Dota 2.
Ame already looking to start the fight with the cold feet. S4, he's already shielded up and broken free. FY is wondering who he wants to fidge. There's still 8 seconds until these runes will spawn. And X-Nova and FY, they're looking to actually contest crit for the runes. And they're going to force him back. Fissure not going to be channeled. So it will end up being a 3-for-1 trade-off for the bounty runes. Charles will claim the last remaining bounty on top, but no one dead.
And it's the same scenario. It's pretty much a repeat of the last game with a couple tweaks in both lineups, where EG are going to keep Fly bottom, try and secure S4 the early creep waves, and then he'll rotate out. That shield hard counters what the PSG.LGD tri-lane wants to do with that full stun train.
Just a great way, the positioning of Fly is going to be perfect. A Photic shield, the way Abaddon's been played, throughout both this patch and a little bit before it, it's always been that big nuisance in the lane, both for harassment as well as for save.
In top lane, the thing about Naga, I'm surprised it's taken this long to see it in the main event. It is one of the best laners in Dota at the moment, and you scale so well. You're perfect at this like peak mid to late game time. You're so strong with just Manta Diffusal, and it's not as if you ever fall off. You're a Naga Siren.
Yeah. And that was what EG was looking for in that last pick. They wanted a Diffusal builder, something that actually gives pause to the Wraith King, at least force him to buy a wand. Oh, that Fissure block. Not quite right from FY.
Yeah, PSG.LGD, they've got to play faster than EG. They need earlier towers, and they need to try and punish the Sumail Leshrac.
I'm wondering just how much momentum Storm can get. Like, we saw maybe just how powerful he was. Oh, S4, don't worry, he's got a shield. How much of an influence is maybe meant to have in this game? Because it doesn't feel like S4 can lock him down. That's the downside about the Mars Arena of Blood. It doesn't control up that Storm Spirit at all, which you normally look for out of the offlaner.
Yeah. You don't have much for Storm, that's the problem. And Naga, yeah, sure, you've got net, but Storm has reach, and that's what you need in this game. You want to take out the supports, get on top of the Naga Siren, and ensure that your AA Furion have no difficulties playing safe in the backlines. And of course, FY, the Prince himself, on his signature Earthshaker.
Yeah, you know he's going to be counter-initiating. Like the panel was talking about how great it is with Naga Song, and you got the follow-up, the setup, but I know when you got FY on ES, you just don't feel as confident in that.
I don't see Naga Song being used offensively in this game. It's going to be purely a method of extending team fights. Maybe it comes out after the AA ult, and then you're able to regen up once it fades, turn it around. But it's difficult. If you use that tool offensively, all of a sudden, PSG.LGD can just hard commit with the Storm Wraith King.
Yeah. So I really want to see who gets the upper hand in this mid. Both have magical pop damage against each other. Sumail's going for the 2 points up in the stump, but this is that moment where maybe he's got Mango available, and Sumail's going to salve that back behind the tower, making sure it doesn't get cancelled. But the bottle's not here yet for maybe. Shackles, bottom lane, cold feet over on crit. There will be a chain off as Ame pushed back. It didn't actually hold him into a tree. They managed to find a small slither that pushed him away. And X-Nova's trying to block up the way, so Fly, Ame, actually getting a decent duration over on that salve, sitting in the inside the trees, manages to back up, and they turn their attention over towards crit instead. Wraith Fire Blast is available, but Ame turns attention towards S4. He looks for the core, Fly broken free, then the pushback. This time he's locked it against the tree. Ame will die. Crit will be the collateral, or Willie. FY may not be able to get enough damage while Fly underneath the tower. No, does not get X-Nova. Crit holding FY in position. One hit for FY, but he didn't even have the time. Crit will find the double kill with the help of S4. The X-Nova's not done just yet. Fly, he's going to shield. He's thinking about diving under the tower. Just wants the pop. X-Nova keeps the range, however.
Yep, just EG outplaying PSG.LGD once again in the bottom lane. Really nice. It's so difficult because you want to be aggressive, but Fly holding his shield. A good thinking by Ame to try and switch target onto the Mars, but Fly was ready for it, immediately shielding it off, getting 2 kills out of it.
And this is what he's got to do. Fly always Push to the limit when he's got to try and protect the cause of EG, who will go deep.
Yep. The thing is, though, that because of the nature of Furion, you can see Chalice, top net worth, top in the CS charts as well.
That kind of
Arteezy's
wrecks
been forced to the
Sumail, right?
jungle.
Like, once Storm Spirit has 6, like, how does Sumail stay in the lane? Because he should be able to, well, maybe not instantly at 6, but that's when you bring in the extra support of the Nature's Prophet.
Yep. You can see Chalice TPing mid. He's going to just ensure he can fill the bottle for his friendly Storm Spirit. Is that? And yeah, and Shadow Shaman does the exact same. Both mids having a free courier delivery, courtesy of their floor position.
Fly, be careful with that life. He knows Fissures on cooldown, which is why he's happy just to throw out that miscoil.
Yeah. You gotta be happy. I think that the...
Here they go again. This is that slowdown. This is that control you were waiting for. Fly will die in the meantime. It's just FY actually killing him with the fissure on bottom, but Sumail finally brought down, but maybe he's gonna lose his life. They didn't switch the tower aggro. So it's a 1-for-1 trade-up. Sumail will get the gold, not the experience. But S4 wants to keep its own pressure down on bottom lane. Shackles from Crit lines him up. They're going to wait for the perfect spear. Pins him up against the tree line. And Arme will fall. Nothing FY could do. The chain stuns and the repositioning from EG is too easy.
Yep, it's going to be a nice game to watch here. I like that both carries are being shut down a bit. You won't have that trade of free farm like we saw in the previous match. It'll be more of a team play centered game here. And also, I think a lot more emphasis on the mid matchup, which in my opinion favors PSG.LGD here. I don't see any answer to Storm in this game. You've got some lockdown, but 3-4 items in.
Does X-Nova actually win this fight? Obviously, Fly's got Miscoil available, and he's also got Shield, but X-Nova trying with the cold feet, Fly will just shield it off.
I'm surprised that X-Nova is still going for the max cold feet build, even against an Abaddon. He's gonna hunt Fly as well. He'll see him with that ward he placed on the shrine, trying to get a kill here. In fact, I think he will, but the pre-shield from Fly, that's actually not ideal, though he can deny. He's got to read, though, that X-Nova's in the area.
Yep, they're wrapping around. X-Nova will come down. They'll see each other. Who wins this? Cold feet, shield, and the damage? Well, X-Nova just takes him. No shield available, just to dispel.
Lane as well. What a rotation from Chalice. Gets level 6, has the ult active, immediately makes a play towards bottom. And they have so many stuns on the side of PSG.LGD, they can just keep rinse repeating this.
Yep.
Neither support on the side of EG can really do anything to stop him.
That's that lack of movement speed from Crit. No way he could escape. X-Nova, he's nearby. Fly, gonna shield up, and actually with that pop, X-Nova dies. Fly does not have the cold feet trigger on himself, and Sumail not as healthy as he'd like to be to join this fight, and won't have to.
Yeah. And you can see, I like what Chalice is doing here, because if you check top, Arteezy, you can't pressure this Nog anymore. Just with triple Wraithband, he has 12 armor and nearly 1200 HP. There's no reason to stay in the lane. Take the advantage you've got from this phase, and go help your team find tower kills on this catapult.
And I feel like right now you're on the biggest highway ever. X-Nova's kind of caught. Here's Storm Spirit jumping forward after Sumail. FY's got Fissure available, gets the double stun, combined to kill off Sumail. Wants to turn attention over towards Crit, not over towards Fly. Shield's still down for the moment, but there's not a lot left in the tank here for maybe. He can burn the mango if he wants to go for a diving jump.
Oh, look at this from Chalice. TP's in with the salve. They might look to go for more. Oh my god, he has Vlad's already. It's 7 minutes in.
Oh yeah, he's ready to fight. Sprouting up, controlling Crit. The Fissure gets the extra damage they need without pushing him out of the Sprout. And they'll summon the army to push down mid lane.
Look at the warding. Look at the play from PSG.LGD. This is the power of Core Prophet. You're the strongest hero on map, and he provides so much pace and just tempo for your squad. You have a full creep wave and this aura active, not to mention effectively a better version of Zeus ulti. Sumail looking to move towards middle, but he's very squishy. He's got to be cautious. Trying to control this rune and all the runes to give maybe.
He could just ball lightning away, trigger the regen, then back to 100. Exactly where he wants to be. Unlike bottom lane, S4 cold feeted up. He has no extra support, so the cold feet will trigger. Wants to break him free. Fly will give him the shield, and now it's Armate. A hit flies forward from S4. He'll break the reincarnation, but S4 triggers out. Chalice finds the kill, and the support has arrived. Fly can shield, but well, it doesn't matter if your shields are up. The Death Star will still explode. Tier 1 tower will follow as well. Objective-based gaming is what Prophet enables.
Yep. EG, you're still cool with this, though? You have Arteezy free farming. It's what you expected. But this is how you got to play the game for PSG.LGD. This is why the Prophet was picked up. EG revealing both supports in their opener. The Rasta bed, you don't do anything to this Fury, and he is stronger than the sum of both your parts. And you can even see, they're so low level because they started in this tri lane. Both EG supports are still just level 3. You don't offer anything to this game other than sort of a ruse just to buy your Naga some space. But so far, so good for the Chinese side.
It's crazy as well, the fact that LGD are able to keep this pressure up without having everybody there. The ES, he was involved in a couple of these fights. What did they do for the last 2 minutes? He's been on top lane, farming up. FY, he started level 3, and now he's going to hit level 5 in the span of 2 minutes, not to mention the money that enables the ES to be that initiator they know they need coming into the mid game. But the pressure, it continues in mid lane. Crit, rotating up, smoking up around the back. He gets the Hex, and the control. Maybe he's in trouble. Brought down by the Rebuke. S4 put the wall, pinning Chalice against it. FY needs to create space with the 3-man fidget stun. He does a good job, but Chalice has no way out. He taunts while dying, and the Song of the Siren. 2 is not enough. They want 4. Where's your stun? You've got the spear in 1 second time. He's lining it up and pins him up against the wall. Wraith King unwillingly pinned. Crit's having some trouble. FY's looking for his own solo kill, but now 4 heroes from EG. They're willing to battle this tempo. Samal will arrive. He's finally joined in. FY keeps the run going, but the Pulse Nova will remove all this remaining light. 1 more spear. S4 will kill Secure, but now Storm Spirit maybe wants some revenge. He'll get the first kill to Shaman. Moves over to Fly. Both the supports down. Arteezy's moving up the river, but the rest of EG has now bailed out of here. They got what they wanted.
They did not get the bounty runes, however. Chalice immediately respawned, and you can see those low respawn timers coming in clutch for PSG.LGD. Huge miscue from Maybe, just effectively dying on the cliff. There's no real save mechanics. You have an interrupt, sure, from the Shaker, but he was not in range, and Maybe just dies straight up to some damage. He catches the stun from Lash. Luckily, will TV back in, find those kills, so stems the bleeding a bit, but well done by EG.
But can EG keep this pace up? Now you've got Song of the Siren down. What is LGD doing? They're beating into the tier 1 in mid, they're beating into the tier 1 tower at top, and can EG even engage while that Song is gone?
They can, but they've got to be careful. Fly is so far playing an excellent game, and you can see just the trust between his teammates. Obviously been playing with Crit for some time in his career, but just channeling the shackle through the cold feet, trusting Fly will remove it.
Ice Blast is up from X-Nova. He's ready to throw it out. They're looking to defend this tower, but they have to kill the Mass Surf and Woods for it. Charles creates some trees, and they'll mop this up pretty quickly.
Yep.
EG will back.
Chalice is playing an excellent game so far. A big part of the reason PSG.LGD have the slight edge that they do.
Oh, down on bottom lane. S4 is in trouble. He can Arena of Blood, and that's what he's going to exactly do. But the Fissure, the Ice Blast, it won't connect on S4, so he'll try and walk away. FY just needs 1 punch to get the kill. Storm Spirit, Ball Lightning's away. He may want to go the other way, however, because this will allow Crit to get back under where the tier 1 tower used to be, but this is an ancient apparition. 1 more attack, he doesn't have the range. Crit will be able to escape because of that decision from Maybe.
Yep, I really feel like X-Nova might want to consider putting some more points into his Ice Vortex, just for the burst magical damage. They have so much of it, especially now that you have Arcanes. It's a lot less mana intensive to spam. Great job by Sumail. Just the 2 points Edict will close out that mid tower, along with obtaining this top Arcane rune. Pause for some sound issues from EG.
It's okay, I'll give him a second to think about things. Once again, we've got a very close game. The experience is a little bit more in favor of Evil Geniuses. The gold is remaining even, however. He's gonna watch that bounce up and down.
But let's check out the items while we have some time here. Look at PSG.LGD. They're coming up on this timing. Shaker with a blink and just 500 golds. The drums soon to complete on Wraith King. Not a massive item, but it kind of demonstrates the difference in the way these teams are trying to play Dota 2. EG buying time for the late game. PSG.LGD, they're trying to get going sooner rather than later. I think that blink on FY means it's go time. They're going to look to get down and dirty inside of EG's jungle. They need to try and find Arteezy before he gets out of hand.
Yeah, they really need that. And the follow-up items. You know, Storm Spirit always needs to have that higher level of items. He's still trying to build it to Kaya. It's another 600 or so gold before he'll have it. But if EG continues this tempo, does LGD still have the space?
Sort of. Like, you can see Ame is the big question mark here. He went for the drums, I agree with that. You just couldn't afford to go for a Midas this late in the game, but he needs the Radiance. We've seen it when PL was meta, now it's more Naga, but you need this item to really go toe-to-toe with your Tornaga. He'll have Mantle Refusal about the same time.
They need that initial stun. Maybe jumping down, back up again. Here comes your Ice Blast, and S4 just... Oh, Crit was looking at it going, I don't know what you expect me to do. Charles is TP'd at the back lines, sprouting up Crit. Fly's coming in to give him the shield, but that won't matter. Maybe he's going to give him the Vortex. And they want to keep going. Fresh Yule Scepter will arrive into Sumail's hands, but they're not going to keep this pressure going, LGD. They can push up the lane. Samael, can he get this yours into Charles and get the follow-up stun? Charles makes a break for the trees and sprouts up Samael. Combining with the cold feet, Samael will get bitten up. Fly can't break him free just yet, and Charles will make the most of that to TP away to safety.
Nice job. And I love the way Charles is itemizing as well. The Vlad's next item, Pipe. You think about the damage output of EG, that pretty much neuters 6 or 7 ticks of the Lesh ultimate. And sure, Artur is farmed, but Naga doesn't really peak until that Manta Diffusal timing. Still a little ways away, but I'd still say they're in a very solid position in this game. Both teams playing into their win conditions. DD top, Blink up on Earthshaker and just 300 gold. They really want this item.
Look who's coming though. Samael wants it as well. The Fissure blocks him out. Maybe we'll jump all the way up. Burn the last point of mana to get there.
He's going to finish off a Kaya in just a moment as well.
It's actually crazy. If he didn't have just the right amount of mana, he would never have cleared the rock wall.
FY TP's bot. He wants to finish his Blink, but doesn't realize there's already 3 heroes here from EG set up.
Ice Blast. It's flying too far.
X-Nova.
It's actually going all the way past the tower, and it feels like is FY acting like he's bait? S4's uncertain about it. He would have gone in if his spear was off cooldown. The tower's already taken.
Still an equal game. Bounty Rune spawning in 10 seconds. Looks like we'll see that typical 2-for-2 trade as both sides mirror the enemy movements around the map. Artur doing a good job pushing out lanes at all times with his illusions. As he farms the jungle, even going to stack Ancients by himself. He'll have his Manta complete as soon as this camp dies. And I'm concerned with the illusion clear on the side of PSG.LGD. A lot of emphasis on not just Ice Blast hitting, but FY being there to set it up. He's got to have a near perfect game.
Ice Blast
Game. It misses.
won't clip S4. He was just far enough back.
Yeah. You can be a bit more offensive with that, I think, X-Nova, forgetting that True Sight does not reveal the Ice Blast, so it doesn't matter if it's in or outside of tower range.
They're ready to fight. Blink Dagger. Well, it's actually only coming out on the Courier. But Storm Spirit's ready to jump. The DD's just worn off, but Fly, it's a hard target to get. Borrowed time makes him very difficult to initiate on.
And they know the Naga's behind him, so in the event that the 2 heroes mid from EG were just bottom, you're always threatened by the song into the turnaround, as the panel was talking about. You got to be cautious about over jumping. Oh no, Storm. Oh my god. Maybe?
Uh-oh. That's not intentional.
I think he assumed that those were all illusions from Artur, but in reality, it was the real hero, walks up, gets a free net off. The second time the Storm's gone down, really through his own fault. There's no one else to blame there.
It's kind of hard when you've had, like, it was a pretty damn decent first game.
Yeah.
But the pressure, at least it's relieved a little bit with the fact that Challenge is off to a good start. But EG, you look at that net worth, 9,000 already over on Naga, 7.3k on Leshrac, well above that of anyone from LGD.
And they have the pipe as well, so there's not really a huge damage reduction advantage for either side here. And EG, they've got the Manta on Artur. He is 2,000 gold ahead of this game. And honestly, the cores for LGD are in the complete wrong order of net worth for an optimal game from this side. They want the Storm to be the one snowballing, not the Prophet, especially considering he went for these early teamfight items, but they're now not able to actually translate this into an advantage. They've yet to even take the tier 1 mid. Interesting
decision too from LGD. They scanned Roshan like they thought that EG were, I don't know if they were thinking they were waiting there or if they were actually doing it. With Mass Serpent Wars, it would be slightly possible, but way too early for EG.
Yep. For now, I'd say the blink is nice from FY, but they're not able to get it used is the concern because they're still not confident fighting into EG. In fact, EG are going to be the ones smoking up, moving towards S4 in the bottom lane.
How are you confident against EG when your wards are like at the tier 1 town bottom lane and defensively inside your jungle? You don't see what you're trying to kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's definitely a difficult game. They will most likely get this tier 2 top. FY setting up bottom. It's got to be cautious though. Remember, the pipe removes the Echo Slam's damage output, so very important that they also land the Ice Blast.
Oh, the Mass Serpent wards are down. FY blinks deeper into the tree line, but if he blinks again, he'll be into the dire obs. But as you said, it's a tower trade-off.
Mid lane.
Tier 2 for tier 2. Mid lane, they could go. Arme has reincarnation. TP supports are going to come in. Arme goes for the first stun over on Fly, but he's losing his life so quickly. It's just the Arteezy illusions that do the job. FY, no! They weren't real!
Wow.
Oh!
Uncharacteristic, really. PSG.LGD, they seem a bit lost. EG is step ahead.
My God.
They really want to break this curse, Toby, and they are playing near flawlessly around the map, only with the 1K gold lead. But you gotta be feeling confident. Mid tower, unfortunately, just at 5 HP. Crit's gonna get the last touch. Maybe save it for Artur. Nope, he'll take it.
It is one hell of a curse to break. Always 3, never 2. But maybe they'll enter the realm of Cloud9. But Evil Geniuses, if they can keep this pressure up, S4 getting cold feeded up, he'll just walk it off.
Yeah, with no
there's
echo.
no follow-up. Yeah, there's no echo. There's no instant stuns. And that's what they really need to get the lockdown.
You got to keep in mind, like, EG, look at this. Yul's bots on Sumail, he didn't change anything up. Both cores on the side of EG itemizing offensively for optimum acceleration, whereas PSG.LGD, they have the drums and the pipe that got picked up by 2 cores. They were looking for early fights, but they couldn't make them happen.
They're going to find another one. Arme stunned
No
up,
ult.
hexed up. They just got to keep the control going as the run continues. Wrath of Nature, any kind of damage. Ice Blast is on the way.
Nope.
It won't connect anyone. It's such a small ball. They just don't connect anything. Maybe the Wraithfire Blast, they're just so uncertain.
Yep.
LGD, if they can take a fight.
They just look lost, and look at the vision around the map. Fly definitely winning handily in this game.
Radiant's top tower
That ward, I love behind the tier 2 and bottom lane. This is so valuable.
Radiant's top tower has
Makes it much easier for Artur to play in this bottom half of the map. Had the defusal active as well. He is a huge threat, very much online. Doesn't even have anything queued up yet because this is go time. You don't need more items.
The funnier thing is also with the couriers.
What?
They-
X-Nova.
He had a sentry ward delivered.
You saw him.
Yeah, he did. Ice Blast is coming out. The trouble is there for maybe
What
LGD.
They're falling apart.
I don't understand what's happening right now. There's a double kill for Arteezy, easily set up by the spear of S4. And LGD, I think they've got their mouse on the wrong side of the keyboard.
Just over and over. Unconventional, unexpected mistakes that EG punish. They're feeling very good. Lead rising to 5K. But what?
This is FY, like looking towards the mid, where he thinks it's real. Like this almost feels like salt in the wound.
Maybe
where
he's...
LGD just thought it was the real one just because the damage was done so quickly. But this is so uncharacteristic from LGD. We don't mean to be harsh, but it's just because we expect so much.
Look at the way they've found themselves pincered inside of their base. Only Chalice with the freedom to start split pushing lanes. Everyone else just throttled inside of their own base radius as EG just wander around like a pack of hunting wolves.
FY's got round 2. Echo slams off cooldown. Remember, like, you've got these big team fight abilities. You've got that smackdown if you can be fast enough. They found a target. They're just gonna go solo. All right, guys, that's a mental win. That's like, hey, we killed Shaman. We hit the right target. LGD gets a kill.
They also get the D ward, which is necessary. They had to take control back of their own top shrine area. They will have the Radiance up on Ame in a moment. This game is not over by any means. It's just that EG's been outplaying PSG.LGD thus far, but it's Dota2.
Yep.
Either side makes one mistake, that opens up Roche, and all of a sudden games equalize. Though in EG's case, they might be able to have enough of an edge to just win the game. Bottom, Chalice.
To the
Gonna catch
trees.
the net, maybe?
He'll sprout himself up, begins the first TP scroll. Song of the Siren will cancel it. 4 seconds till teleportation's back off cooldown. There is no support really arriving, and S4 will pin him to a tree. Whoops, that's a little off target, but it doesn't matter. He's got more damage than anything.
And this is set up because they have this ward behind tower and vision thanks to their hero's placement on the shrine. They know there's no one near Chalice. Artur's confident enough. Look, my song, we're not going to need this for some time. It's a low
They go
cooldown.
top. They need to get a counter. Jump in from Storm Spirit. Sumel's got the Yule Scepter Ice Blast. It's waiting for Sumel to back up. It will be able to connect, so no regeneration. They really want to go for this one. They'll give him a shield. The wall is up. S4's there to help out the rebuke. The damage is high, and maybe he's already down. Sumel, is he really going to live through this? They lose both. Maybe an FY thought they had enough to bring him down, but obviously not.
That's just poor execution again. All you've got to do is Fisher from range, just storm zips, blink forwards, double stun, like that's going to be a kill. And that was a DDR tour in the pit finishing off for Sean as this all went down. Just, man, they didn't even have Fury ult because he was still respawning.
16-15 on the kill board does not explain this game at all. This is when you got to understand all the elements of Dota and what means a team is in front.
Arteezy's gonna have a butterfly in a moment. He is a full butterfly, effectively, ahead of any of the PSG.LGD cores, along with this Aegis now picked up. And you have bots on your Lesh. I'm sure Sumail, even though he wants that BKB, if EG take a fight, he'll have buyback prepared. So effectively, both these squads have Aegis. And you even check it out, highest amount of last hits on any hero at this event on the 23-minute mark.
You're going to have even more coming up. It's like, hey, fastest butterfly in this patch, 23 minutes. Sure, why not? It's just rolling in the money, Arteezy.
Boggles my mind, honestly. You play EG, you give Arteezy complete free farm, and
look at the jump. S4, he goes after X-Nova, one rebuke, and X-Nova loses 1/3 of his HP, and S4's just waiting for him. It's like, hey, we'll follow you down. If you got a taunt, now's the right time to use it, because X-Nova, you're not gonna live through this. Rebuke will kill him once again, and they are gonna go for top lane. It's FY caught out as the Earthshaker. Sumail and Crit going together. It's Bash Brothers, but multiple sets.
EG doing excellent, like just playing so well around the map in both games. You can look at the faces of the PSG.LGD side, just looking shook, whereas EG, calm and composed, continuously just shoving waves, finding these pickoffs thanks to the lane wards that the supports continue to place aggressively.
That's an EG facial expression that you like, I have confidence in this team. They're not phased. They're not also getting cocky about it. They just keep going. They're rolling through the motions and playing really fantastic Dota. You catch them out again, but you don't do the extra damage. You burn the mana to ensure there is no reincarnation. S4 was waiting. He could have pinned him. He could have done even more damage, but they know this is why you get the diffusal carrier to do the work.
And it's just, even this Bloodstone on Storm, it's not going to mean a damn thing in this game. It's not increase his damage output, and the way EG's playing, he won't be getting many charges either.
I don't think he'll even get out to the shop to buy it.
Yep.
Like, there's no courier. That was one of the big problems. Okay, he's back up now. He'll have to make a run through the trees.
Yeah, if you were to say, like, if you call the late game 10, the early game 1, PSG.LGD, they're itemizing for like a 5 or 6. EG's going for 8 or 9, and not being pressured. If you're going to play with this early pipe, the early drums, you've got to make something out of it. But I haven't even felt like Arteezy's been targeted in this game. He's just doing whatever he wants. He has nearly 400 CS in 26 minutes.
It felt like in game 1, EG had to work for it. In game 2, their items are hitting the right timings, they're getting more spacing, so they don't even have to use these items to hit the timings.
And it feels like you can't, where's the hope for PSG.LGD? They've lost all their tier 2s uncontested, and it's partly because these lanes are being shoved just by these Naga illusions as the rest of EG move around the map.
Is it just the creep skip? Like, maybe he's doing his job. He's going to go out, he's going to pick up a haste rune, but look at Sumail coming in. He'll have to ball lightning up. He buys the Bloodstone, triggers the haste rune, and get the hell out of here. Sumail, of course he's hasted. He's 550 movement speed. The Duke from maybe. He jumps around the trees. The Song of the Siren is caught on the edge, but he's in the tree line. Arteezy thinks maybe he's got him. He is okay.
They don't know where he is. Assumed he might be on the high ground. He's hunting for him with the Edict.
That is some elusive maneuvering from Storm Spirit, and maybe just being ballsy, but you look towards the mid, you look for another little battle, but no, they're not going to give it to him.
This is the benefit. You have the true save as well on the side of EG. It was the same in the first game. The Shadow Demon of Fly, this game the Abaddon, the Equalizer. You can play so much more offensively because S4 is just walking forwards with a pipe. Even if you initiate on him, Naga's so fast, you've got a hasted Leshrac at all times.
Yep.
You can close. There's no, if you buy that 5-10 seconds for your 1 core to live, it becomes a 5-on-5, which is just something PSG.LGD cannot take right now.
Chalice should be dead. Hexed up in the tree lines, BTs are on the way, and S4's going for multiple targets, catching X-Nova in the back lines, kills him with a rebuke, while Charles will die in the tree lines. They thought again, maybe if we go as 2, we'll be fine, but they're not. This is when FY needs to do heavy work, push out the bottom lane. Wraith King's taking care of the mid. Storm's finding the jungle, so at least LGD seem to just be like, let's just take a breath. Get away from these fights. If we lose 1, we lose 2 on the side lanes, that's fine. You're kind of hitting diminishing returns for EG finding these kills now.
But the damage issues, Toby, I mean, how do you kill Naga? He's closing in on a heart. Oh, the spear?
Oh,
Landed.
it got him! He's got another jump. Song of the Siren. The range, it's reaching him. He's in the tree lines. There wasn't enough mana to jump any further. And, well, I don't like this for maybe. I don't like this one bit. 50 seconds on the sideline. Sumail's looking for more. FY was able to TP himself away by blinking to the north. He has his Echo Slam available, so EG still have to respect some part of the high ground of LGD, especially now the Aegis will time out.
And the PSG.LGD lineup, they were the ones meant to expose mobility and abuse global movement, but it's EG who just continuously find kills around the map, and I don't even think PSG, they don't have a plan around it. It's just one or two heroes consistently getting caught in the side lanes. They have no hope of turning around in a team fight.
They're just trying to farm up and
like,
get
they're
some
gonna find
level
Chalice
of items.
again.
Oh, he's in the
Maybe
trees.
not.
He's TPing out. Samel doesn't know. But you know that whole respect that I was saying? I don't think there is respect. A heart is on the Naga Siren. 3.5k HP and ability to reset and get back to full.
And where's the damage? You can see, like, PSG.LGD, they're trying to itemize just to stay alive. The Wraith King's going Shiva's next item, a Bloodstone on the Storm, sure, but how do you kill Naga? He's got, how do you kill Naga?
Good question. Hit Ice Blast is step 1. Hit everything else is step 2.
I don't even think you need Aegis if you're EG. They're just gonna keeping LGD inside of the base. All 5 heroes standing with their tier 3.
Yeah.
EG has the entire map to work with. A BKB soon to finish on crit. All the core items they need coming online. There's the one on Sumail. It's nearly go time for the EG side, but I don't blame them for being careful. This is a position they've been in many times before. The upper bracket final, they have yet to win one this season in any tournament.
All right, Sumail, what have you got? FY is right behind him. Here's your jump forward. Does he want to go for the Echo Slam? But no, Sumail, he's got BKB up. FY, he doesn't want anything to do with this. There's your ball lightning TP as far as you can away, maybe. And all the way home.
Artor's still hunting.
FY,
He's got a song.
Song of the Siren will cancel the TP. FY will die, but once again, a little bit of space gets created. At the same time, Crit will die up on top lane, so hey, FY may die. Actually, no, I take it back. Crit, he's gonna shackle, he's gonna hold him there. The bounty runes are being stolen up, and here comes Arme. Some revenge for LGD. They'll get rid of the Wasp, but hello, Sumail, jumping in a little bit deeper. He's actually taking a hell of a lot of damage. A little bit too much damage for his liking. You still got Wrath of Nature. Charles will try and turn around, but Fly's there to help him out. There's still a 2-for-1 trade-off. Make it a 3, as Prophet has gone down. Haste Rune, that's nice for Wraith King. Some movement speed to escape and no Song of the Siren to control, but that's why you throw him almost pinned to the tree. But the spear will not waggle.
It's so tough for PSG. They lose 3 just for crit. It's a rinse repeat of that time they found Fly around their top shrine area. I think that was the last kill they acquired. It's just been such a slow game from them, and there's nothing they can do. Their first kill picked up in nearly 10 minutes.
Sumail went onto the catapult. The spear's dumped, lost 1 second. Wraith King can't go anywhere apart from back to life again, and he doesn't want this either. The follow-up Stun Splitter was the perfect timing. Now Arme will attempt his own TP out with the Yule Scepter. Sumail was waiting for it, and the Rebuke of S4 finds the kill. The Ice Blast will tickle, but it won't do much more than that. While in mid, another kill. The roots on the Storm Spirit. Fisher tries to create some space. FY, the Echo Slam hits into Arteezy. Storm, he's going back in again. Can they kill him off? Song of the Sirens available. Does everyone go to sleep? Arteezy, the control is there! And LGD bring down the raid boss. You asked how they get the kill. That was without the Ice Blast.
Sure, but that was with 4 heroes and no one else from EG in range because they had just collected a kill on the enemy carry as well.
Okay,
if he
so
gets Song off there too, it turned.
So we just missed the third thing. Arteezy by himself. That third situation.
And 6th place in the all-time last hit charts at 30 minutes, just demonstrating the size and scale of EG's advantage. Roshan will not be spawning for another minute. Still not out of this is PSG.LGD. It's just 12k gold, and Naga eventually will run out of items to buy. That is the bright spot. And Storm, if maybe can hit level 25, the game changes a bit.
Maybe if you can get that BKB.
Yeah.
I guess it's the like a lockdown on the Storm. That's what we were talking about during the drafting phase, where like unless you can get that ensnare off, Storm's still good.
Yep. That was the first real mistake I've seen EG make, but it is Dota 2, and at this level, you're really only 1 or 2 mistakes away, even no matter the advantage, from finding yourselves in an even game. This next Roche is going to be critical.
And they're buying themselves so much time to do it. The never-ending split push, like, Chalice has been going ham with this. Having that early Maelstrom into Ionia, he pushes the lane so quickly, the Treants do the work. We saw during the group stage, like players like Kura, the support positions getting easy pushes on the side lane. When you got some items to boot it, it goes a little bit faster. They're looking for maybe in the trees, but they won't get him. But he is waiting as much as he can. Courier looking for the snipe, it already fortifies, and he's TPing away. That's just that's just fun.
And at some point, I think EG is going to look to make moves on the next Roshan. They're so powerful now. Also, an Ags up on S4. Remember that reduces the cooldown of his rebuke to 1.4 seconds with his ult active and refreshes the cooldown. So if he can just blink in and find initiation on 3 or 4, he is going to do massive amounts of AoE damage.
And look how much they believe they can hold this game out. Xnova is going for a Scythe build.
That is...
And he's gone so deep. He's put down 2 very deep observer wards inside the EG jungle. So this enables the split push on the north, at least.
The kind of play you have to make. You've got to take chances. And yeah, sure, you've been dying all over the map, but it's necessary. You can't afford to just sit in your base as 5. You want to try and stay on map, getting aggressive. FY finishes his Aghanims. That's huge as well. We'll have more initiation
Courier.
potential.
It doesn't have fortification. It used it before when Storm Spirit went for the jump. So Xnova's able to claim it. I don't know if he gets out of this one alive, but he's definitely going to be a pain in the butt to him. Hiding in the trees. No, he ain't getting out of this one. But for the greater good.
The greater good, indeed. Roche is up, however, so talking about good things. EG will be able to collect this Aegis and Cheese.
Can they? Like, can ES... Oh, I suppose you can buy back on the Ancient Apparition, but ES now has both Blink Dagger as well as the Aghanim Scepter. I suppose you can't take the fight, can you?
I agree. I think Arteezy is going to take this Aegis. Maybe Sumail will come and grab it. He's almost level 25. We saw that come into play in the previous game as it provides an extra 50 explosions, or rather 40 explosions on your Edict. It's effectively 2 Edicts every time you pop that ability. It is way too much damage. And it just feels like that's really the name of this game, which is damage output. EG have such an easy time playing around their 1 and 2, even S4 with, there's just so much damage. The Storm still working on buying the items that keep him alive. He needs that BKB
Storm
to be able to play
jumps
Dota.
up, Hex, crit, able to actually catch up maybe. All he wanted to do was try and grab this room for a 35-minute, but Sumail will get the perfect chain stun in. You knew it. You knew he's down. 75 seconds and no buyback because he bought the BKB. He couldn't even disable crit because crit, as the support, has his own BKB.
Check out the items on Ame. Like, he has a blade mail. Talk about damage problems. Like, there's seriously, there's still that item behind.
Rooted, he was trying to TP out underneath them and he won't be able to do jack. Hex, shackled, controlled. He's down for over a minute.
And Sumail, he got that critical level 25 as well. He's gonna go back to base, then bots out. You can already see the talent selected. There's 2 dead for 40 seconds. You have buyback on Chalice, but none on Storm. If you're EG, I think it's go time.
It is. There's no split push to punish. They come high ground. Mars will be the front liner. Arteezy right next to him. And what do? Mass Serpent was planned to take the tier 3 town. The Ice Blast, this one, it will be able to connect over on 2. Echo Slam from FY is holding it back. Sumail's getting very aggressive. He's trying to just keep Ame out. Ame feels a little bit more confident with the no mana cost reincarnate, but still.
It's this Edict damage. They still don't have Glyph. If Sumail gets another free Edict off on the racks, that'll die as well.
5 seconds till Storm. Latrax dropping down low.
He's got Aegis though.
And he's got Cheese too. Wraith King, here's your Storm jumping up. Can they pop the Aegis? Jump back out, Arteezy. Everybody go to sleep. Now fight. S4 doesn't want to put up the wall, doesn't want to do anything. In fact, LGD, they're jumping in. Sumail triggers off his BKB. Still wants to turn back around. The Ice Blast decides at the back lines, connecting over on 3. But LGD, they need to be able to disengage. The wall comes up, and that's a problem. Ame caught inside. He doesn't have reincarnation available. He'll end up going down. No buyback available. But Storm, now he can go into the back lines. He'll kill off Sumail, but all it does is break the Aegis Immortal. Cheese switches into the inventory, and the Edict is still killing off the melee racks. S4 is a little low, maybe that's one target they can go for, but there's no mana right now for the Storm Spirit. Now you'll go for another jump, cleaning up the creep wave, but EG's going for Megas. They're going for the third lane of racks on bottom. I don't know, Carl, I'll tell you when it arrives. But it ain't there yet. Another jump, Storm doesn't bait Jack.
Who are you supposed to go for? This Naga's got near 4,000 HP. You've got no Wraith King.
There's another jump. Mana from Arteezy, easy dodge. Fissure, here's a secondary Ice Blast to connect over on S4, but he's locked in the trees. Here's another. Sends up defensive Yules. Sumail making sure nothing can touch him. And even a Bloodthorn.
This is Megas.
It's already on the front lines. It is Megas. LGD never put up a fight. Wraithing's still not in it, and Storm Spirit's got nothing. Brought down, dead for the whole time. That's really GG. There is no more battle. There is nothing. We're waiting just for the call because this is the Martian inevitability. There it is. Evil Geniuses will 2-0 LGD in that winner's bracket final, and they have broken the 3 curse.
Indeed. You can see the smiles on their faces. They played near flawlessly, and I'm not surprised they're it feels like they'd be more excited, but that was clinical. That was just a doctor's appointment. They get in, they get out, they go home,
Yeah.
hang out, take a nap. That was beautiful.
As you said, the only problem was Arteezy dying in mid lane because he was the only one there.
Yeah,
Just a reminder that he is not immortal.
Sure, but
That's
even
it.
then, it's a half second away from them just turning around that team fight, winning the game even quicker.
Yeah.
You know, credit to them. PSG.LGD really just seemed off today. Now, I've seen them play much better Dota, but perhaps that's just because of EG. You know, they refuse to allow PSG. They don't take these fights in the early game.